getting through this COVID experience together, one Friday at a time. And did you know that laughter raises your immune system? When you laugh, your immune system is raised for 4 hours. So how cool is that? We're going to be ready for a whole week after tonight. And I'm so excited that we are the number 39th show tonight. And next week is number 40th. And next week is our swipe left to 2020. So I just wanted to let you all know that. So it'll be really fun to hear what the comics have to say, what they want to swipe left to. Well, we all know kind of, but it's going to be really fun. And I'm very excited about this lineup. I said it before, but I just really love honoring our elder comics. We learn so much from our elders, and it's just, I'm so grateful to have all of them on our show right now. And I'm very excited about my host called, I didn't mean to say his name yet. That's at the end. So anyway, he is a regular at the world famous Comedy Store. He has written for such people as Joan Rivers and Carl Reiner. How cool is that? Woo! His one-man show, Secrets of Beverly Hills, Shampoo Boy, ran for a year and is in development as a major motion picture. As artist in residence, Paul is an award-winning teacher for the Biz Studio with Mary Kennedy. And if anyone is interested in the writing class for stand-up comedy, I do it, and a bunch of us that are on here have done it before. It's really helpful. We had our show last night. So put your hands together for the very funny Paul Jason.
My goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Keisha, for asking me to come on and play with all y'all. It's so fun to see all of you. You know, I've been in this business long enough, and Susan Sanger, I'm so glad to see you. She and I performed at the Comedy Store together. I have to tell you, I never imagined I would ever be 60. Do you know, I grew up in Colorado, and I was born in 1958, the same time Sputnik went up. I'm the same age as the Barbie doll. I just look sad. You know, here's the deal. I grew up in Colorado, and I was always one of those kids that it just didn't work. I remember sitting in my high chair, I must have been about 2, and went, no, this isn't it, no. I was in the middle of a farming community, you know, Martin and Juanita seemed like nice people. My mother was a small Irish lady named Juanita. I don't know. Some of the damage started before I got here. Anyhow, they were sweet people, and we didn't know what to do with each other. I kept praying at night, why wasn't I dropped into the Sondheim's home in Manhattan? Why am I having to wake up in the morning and listen to the Hog Report? It couldn't have been any different. And there seemed to be an unknown book about how regular kids did it. Now, I have 2 older half-brothers. They seem to have gotten the book. In high school, they played football. I did what I could. I was a cheerleader. Later on, they went into the Navy. Later on, I became a Queen Mary tour guide in Long Beach. Then I realized I was on a ship that didn't move next to a plane that didn't fly. And wondered why my life wasn't going anywhere. It was not easy. And because there was something in the room that we couldn't talk about, my father finally said, if you're going to play with the parasol, please do it in the backyard. You know, I have a business in town. Had they known and cashed in early, we would have never known about RuPaul. Trust me. Anyhow. So I realized at the age of about 18 that there was a place for people like me, and it was Hollywood, California. And so I came out to California, and you know, I've found, especially as I've gotten older, that boundaries are good in relationships. I find the Rocky Mountains work really well for me and my family. So it's I'm so excited. I just moved. I lived in Hollywood for about 30 years. And very recently I thought, well, here's the deal. When I hit Hollywood in 1976, we were listening to a little disco at the top of the show. I can't even tell you. West Hollywood was on and popping. And baby, I just found pictures. If I knew how hot I was, I would have been a bigger slut. Feathered hair, puka shells, white satin shorts, tube socks. I was so hot. And you know, I have moved back to Long Beach. I'm so happy to be at the beach again. I'm literally 5 blocks from where I used to live. And the other morning, you know, the fresh sea breeze, I stepped out of the shower, I could see the palm trees, and if I lean a little bit and look, I can actually see the ocean. And I was feeling renewed and refreshed, and then I caught a glimpse in the mirror and I went, oh no, that can't be accurate. Oh no. Oh no, I used to look like Sean Cassidy, and now I look like the captain from Titanic. What the hell? It happens for men. We hit that interesting age called distinguished.
No.
Very strange. And this pandemic, I mean, everybody looks like they're getting ready to rob a bank. It's, I don't know. I stepped out on Ocean Boulevard the other day. Now, I lived just off Hollywood Boulevard for 25 years. And I don't know, I was not a real date machine, but I was putting my mask on and this handsome guy walked by me and I heard him say, hey, daddy. And I kind of looked around and then I went, excuse me? Like all offended. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend you? I said, no. And then I sprouted like a ponytail and saddle shoes. I was like, hi, I just moved here. And it's been really quite successful here at the beach. Maybe this is where I should have been all the time. There's a whole gay thing I never got. Like there was this handkerchief code when I first came to California. If you wore it on the left or the right or the color. I remember standing in a bar and I sneezed and the guy that I'd been sort of, you know, eyeing, I blew my nose on his handkerchief and I ended up in a sling upside down. It was different than I would imagine. And the first time this guy said, where's your daddy? I said, Denver, why do you ask? I don't know, it was too much. I mean, I was in a relationship for a long time. My family does relationships. My grandparents were married for 70 years. My brothers married their 7th grade girlfriends, and they are still married to them today. And I was in a relationship for 10 years. And he was from, Keisha, Orchard Park. He was from Buffalo, New York. He was a Roman Catholic Quaker. Which meant he was quiet about his guilt. It was just divine. And we were together for 10 years. We probably still would be together if he hadn't, died. You know, and people, they get so like flipped out about death, you know. I was in the room when my niece Molly was born. And when she was born, the room got a little brighter. And then I held Jim as he passed and the room got a little darker. You know, the only thing I know about death is you get ham. People don't know what to say to you. They just come up and go, hi, we heard about Jim. Here's a ham. I had 3 honey-baked hams. Now, what's interesting is if it's a car accident, you get ambrosia salad. And if it's cancer, there's pies. I don't understand. I may be tribal. I don't understand. But people are looking for comfort, you know. But I've been dating recently. Imagine my exact opposite. He's 6'4", 280, a very handsome 26-year-old black man. And it's so interesting. We get to do all the things couples do. We text all the time, and we talk on the phone all the time, and we play little games like post office and plantation owner. You know, I told that joke the other night, and a woman accused me of being racist. I said, you didn't let me finish. I'm the one in chains. You guys, we have the greatest lineup. I am so happy about these people. And here's the
You're muted.
Paul, we can't hear you. Paul, we can't hear you. Paul, we can't hear you.
bring to your screen our first comic, and Mr. Let me flip over my page. Mr. Christopher Porter, and he has appeared all over town, all over the United States, and you can catch him also on Comedy Central. Put your hands together for Mr. Christopher Porter.
Yeah, I live in Santa Monica. I just got here from Orange County on a Friday night, long freaking drive. Plus, I kept getting behind all these cars with these irritating bumper stickers like my daughter's on the Dean's List at Taft High, or my son's a 4.0 at Madison. Well, what is our kids mean nothing to us out unless they're achieving something? How about other children? How about their accolades? How about my daughter's a slut at Kennedy? My son sells weed at Carver. My hermaphrodites on the football team at Hoover.
Oh, damn.
But I'm in a great mood tonight, folks. Great mood, because I talked to my agent this week and I've just been cast in a brand new Aaron Spelling type pilot. Give me a hand.
Yeah.
Like Melrose Place and Beverly Hills 90210. Yeah, mine's a little bit more low budget. It's called Oxnard 90303. Man, I tell you, this is great to be online doing a show. Everything's been canceled for the last 9 months. Do you guys know that in New York, they canceled the Brooklyn Gay Pride Parade, along with the Puerto Rican Day Parade and the Coney Island Mermaid Parade, which is especially tough on me being a gay Puerto Rican mermaid. You know, I feel bad for the most. They're the kids. The kids, they just don't get to experience life anymore. You know, you say you're like 11, 12 years old. You know what they call the game Spin the Bottle now? Who's gonna kill their grandparents? Yeah. Hey, I don't write the rules. No, now the CDC, it's getting so bad, the epidemic's getting so bad that they're telling people not to have sex, but if they do, they're supposed to do it from behind without any kissing at all. They're telling people to pretend that they're married. Yeah, I am broke from this pandemic, I'll tell you that much. I am broke. I am so broke that today I went to the 99-cent store and I asked them when their next big sale would be. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so broke that I had to change my phone plan. I have unlimited texting, but I'm only allowed to use vowels. And sometimes Y and W, but not that often. Not that often. Yeah. When I'm not doing this, I drive for Uber. It's my side hustle. Yeah, Ubering's tough. Ubering's tough because you'll be driving for like 15 hours straight. 15 hours straight, and then you'll get out of your car, and even an hour after you've gotten out of your car, you'll still feel like a loser. Yeah. Sometimes into the night. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up with 4 sisters, and I got a lot of shit from this growing up because people said that this feminized me, which is completely ridiculous. I think there's maybe one unusual moment my whole life, and that was the week when all of our periods aligned. All my sisters' names begin with the letter L: Lonnie, Lisa, Lori, and Lynn. And in an odd way, I think this is what drew me towards my girlfriend, Larry. I think this did affect me growing up with so many females, because I remember one time this chick dumped me because she said she wanted to be with someone more masculine. The next day she started dating women. That hurt me inside. Yeah, I have a birthday coming up, so I've been thinking a lot about death. Yeah. I saw this thing on Learning Channel on death. They said that the best way to go is to freeze to death, because after a while you become so numb you go into a surreal dream state. What they never mention though is that the dream is always about a small space heater. They said people's biggest fear is a sense of never-ending nothingness, which I can relate to because I just drove through Barstow. Yeah, I am. I saw this special on death the other night on TV, and they had all these people who have had near-death out-of-body experiences like I actually had when I was a kid. And mine, I went towards the white light, and I asked God what my purpose is here on earth. And he said, it's to give love, to receive love, and to become a Taco Bell manager. Pissed me off. Yeah. I'm single. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe. I'm over 50 so it's hard. Over 60 now. Over 60. I just turned 60, and been doing this dating service for people over 50 actually, called Our Time, or as I like to call it, lastfriggin chance.com. Friend of mine recently got me on this dating service called It's Just Lunch. You know what the woman can consume when she knows she may never see you again? Don't worry, I eat like a bird. Yeah, a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
I'm doing this on harmony.com. The problem with them is they choose who you're supposed to date. They said my best match was an 83-year-old fisherman from Sweden. Yeah, been doing this match.com. On 5 dates so far, and no one has looked anything like their photo, including me. Although it was nice getting an email telling me how much I resemble Denzel. When you have to fill out this profile with questions like, how often do you drink? Never, occasionally, or I'll tell you later. No, you'll tell me now. These are basically blind dates, folks. It's a scary world out there. There's some things you better know up front. Like they have the questions like, turn-ons. I'll tell you later. When your head is in a vice in my dungeon. Income. I'll tell you later. When we're searching for cardboard for our home. Political views. I'll tell you later. When we're marching through Poland. Yeah. Before I go, I just want to thank everybody for watching tonight that are real people out there. This comedy, your laughs tonight is getting me through the holidays. I'm lonely. Your laughs is the only thing that's getting me through the holidays besides this tiny bottle of airplane vodka. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That made me laugh, indeed. This lady that's coming to your screen, she's not your average grandma. She's originally from England. She's a retired family practice doctor. She's the mother of two, grandmother of two. And she's performed at the Comedy Store, my home store, which she's performed with Dat Fan. She's been at the Hollywood Improv somewhere. Just put your hands together for Deborah Ishida.
Yay! What's up, everybody? How are you? And Hanukkah to the members of my tribe, of which I am a member. And to those that I won't be seeing at Christmas time, Merry Christmas. But remember, you really belong to our tribe because Jesus was a member of our tribe before he ever was a member of yours. Okay. So 2020 has been a real tough year. So what I hope for everybody is that 2021 will be much better, good health and happiness to everybody. So I'm a British lady, but I'm the Jewish lady with a Japanese name. How did that happen? I married a Japanese American guy. So I'm like matzo ball soup with a side order of shrimp tempura. Anyway, in my days, when we got married, it wasn't a question of, were you going to have children? It was, when are you going to have children? And haven't you gotten pregnant yet? So when I got married, I got pregnant. 3 months after I got married, I got pregnant. People were counting, but it only takes 9 months to have a baby. Rebecca was born 1 year after I got married. And then I got pregnant 3 months after, and Keith was born. And then my husband went and got a vasectomy. He said he didn't want to overpopulate the world. What was he thinking? We were 2 people, not 2 rabbits. We were not overpopulated. Anyway, Rebecca is a marriage family therapist. I love her to pieces, but we got a bit of a problem. Because when I asked her to make a budget with essentials and non-essentials, on the essential side was French tip nails, bikini wax, and weekends at the Bellagio. So now on my essential list is McDonald's Happy Meals and shopping at the clearance rack at Ross. My son Keith, he's not really so much into money. He's an organic gardener, and he puts all sorts of greens on our table. And let me tell you, some of them taste just like grass. I fell into his plot, and he pulled me out, and he didn't say, "Mum, how are you?" and brush me off. He said, "You squashed my tomatoes." What kind of kid is that? And then the other day, he came up to me and he said, "Mum, I'm into S&M." I said, "You're into S&M? I raised you so well. What do you mean?" He said, "Sardines and mackerel, Mother." I forgot. He's a pescatarian. I was almost going to have a heart attack. Now, I've got 2 grandchildren. One is at UC Davis, a sophomore in Beverly Hills High School. And Emily loves me. She's a fellow Pisces, and she calls me Debbie Dino. I thought it meant Debbie Dynamite.
Yeah.
It means Debbie Dinosaur.
Yeah.
I must have escaped when that meteor hit Earth. I guess I was in my cave and making matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was pulled into the 21st century, kicking and screaming, when the hinge broke on my flip phone. And my granddaughter said, "Bubba." She said, that's what all the grandmothers in my family are called, Bubba. She says, "Bubba, get a smartphone. 2-year-olds can use smartphones." So I got a smartphone. She said she'd give me a tutorial. And her tutorial consisted of hitting all the icons at the speed of light, looking at my deer in the headlight face, and declaring me stupid and unteachable. And the first thing I did when I got my iPhone was order an Uber. Christopher, I don't think it was you that picked me up, but I ordered an Uber. And when that thing came, I felt that I had climbed Mount Everest without oxygen.
Yeah.
Going to medical school was easy peasy for me. But getting that Uber was unbelievable. The second time I got an Uber, they said, we're sending you somebody that is disabled, hard of hearing or deaf. He's going to flash his hazards. Everything was flashing. I guess everybody. So I said to the guy next to me, I'm new at this. Do they often send disabled drivers? He said, lady, you've got nothing on me. My one was visually impaired. Came with a handicap sticker. Is that my time? Is that time? Okay. So everybody, I love you all. I don't want to go over. Take care and God bless everybody.
Oh, delightful. Oh my goodness. I know, we are the generation that my parents taught me, we don't get in the car with strangers.
Right.
Now I do, and I pay them. This next gentleman coming to your screen, I've had the great good fortune of working with. He was part of our writer's room. He's a very funny man. He's a card-carrying member of the AARP, and he's pretty much seen it all, done it all, and can't remember most of it. Won't you please give it up for my friend, the lovable curmudgeon, Mr. Joel Brill.
All right. Hey, I got to report a crime. My youth. One day, everything was fine, and then bam, I'm old and grumpy. The only reason I'm old and grumpy is because I used to be young and grumpy. People always ask me, what's the hardest thing about doing comedy at your age? And I said, staying up so late. I first realized I was getting old when my birthday presents consisted of a blood pressure monitor, nose hair trimmers, and a pill container. Thank God for the pill container, because it's the only way I know what day it is. I'm sure a bunch of you can relate. When we were young, we knew all the answers. Now, I don't even remember what the questions were. As I got old, I started thinking about hereafter. I'd stop, look up and go, the heck was I hereafter? Like most people my age, I get plenty of exercise by walking around the parking lot looking for my damn car. Just before the pandemic, I did a couple of shows in Vegas. Man, have things changed. When I was a young man, I could make that drive in under 4 hours. That last trip, 6 hours. I still drive fast, but I had to keep stopping to pee. My wife says, is there a way we can do this without stopping so much? I said, depends.
Depends.
And like a lot of people my age, I get confused because young people have changed the meaning of words I've used my whole life. Like a hacker, to me, that's somebody with bronchitis. If something goes viral, you need to see a doctor. And friends with benefits, well, to me, that's a friend with Social Security and Medicare. That I'm sleeping with. I heard the term fossil fuels. I thought they were energy drinks for senior citizens. And to me, happy hour is an uninterrupted nap. My 3-year-old granddaughter FaceTimed me yesterday. She was so excited. She said, Papa, I slept through the night without wetting the bed. And I thought, that's great, because I have friends who can't say that. My mother's in her 90s, going strong. She always has a new man in her life. She called me recently to tell me about her latest romantic conquest. Excuse me. She goes, everything's going great, and then he stopped returning my calls. excuse me, stop my texts and emails. She goes, what do you think that means? And I said, well, I think that means the real meaning of ghosting. I said, Mom, where do you meet all these guys? She said,
Yeah.
site for people my age. It's called carbondating.com. And if you didn't get that joke, let me just tell you this. My son gets that joke, and he's an idiot. A while back, I saw the doctor that delivered me when I was born. And I walked up to him with a big smile. I slapped him on his ass. He said, what's that for? I said, exactly. I was born, he slapped me on my ass and handed me over to my mother and said, now it's your turn. 8 years later, she handed me over to the priest and said, your turn. And we're Jewish. I don't take drugs anymore to get high. No, if I want to buzz now, I just bend over and tie my shoes. That is quite the head rush. Couldn't find my phone. So I grabbed the flashlight and started to look for it. Turns out I was using the flashlight on my phone.
Yeah.
And this here's a little known fact. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a classically trained pianist. And his teacher was planning a recital. And she told all the little kids they need to dress as their favorite composer. And one little kid goes, I'm going to be Beethoven. The little girl goes, I'm going to be Mozart. And Arnold goes, I'll be Bach. My wife was like going crazy with the virus and everything. I'm going crazy. My wife, who I lovingly refer to as my little dream killer, goes, you need to see a therapist. You're always acting mad. And so I said, therapist is like the airline. She charges me for all my extra baggage.
Yeah.
Therapist goes, let's try something different. If you could do it over, would you marry your wife again? I said, no. She said, what if that meant you wouldn't have the same kids you have today? I was like, oh, this game just keeps getting better and better. You've been a little slice of heaven. Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Brill. Brilliant as always. You know, let's help Keisha. Keisha has been texting me and chiming in. Donations are so appreciated. And so poor Keisha's fingers are going to fall off if I don't remind everybody to please toss a few shekels toward us. It's not that we're going to pay rent with it, but we do have an amazing tech person that helps us get through all this because we are, after all, over 50. And, you know, now I don't have to have my nephew program my VCR because that's old news now. I love that. You know, now that I have been dating, there's this really nice guy in the building next door, and we want to get together for shots of insurance. So that's what's going to go on. This next gentleman who's coming to our screen, I'm pretty excited about. Somebody who he's lived in the Inland Empire here in Southern California for 30 years. Comedy's his hobby, but he also has 14 kids and 10 grandkids. But I forgot to have children. I thought about it, but then you get grandkids, 10 grandkids. What a great time of year to have them. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bad Boy Brown.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
Oh, everybody doing great. You look and sound like you had a nice, productive day. Me, I've been drinking since 10 a.m.
Yeah.
The pressure in life, you know, what's going on in this world. I mean, you got coronavirus killing everybody. You got Trump supporters killing everybody. What you got to do? Then the city I live in is bad. It's bad. Okay, they call it Murder Valley. That's how. Can I tell y'all how bad my city is? My city is so bad. Every time I close my front door, I almost break somebody's foot. You don't live here. Move your foot. Last week, I went to church where I should be safe. The whole congregation got robbed by the choir. I mean, it's diversity everywhere. It's crazy. And it's spilling over to our children, even our pets. The other day, I took a walk to the liquor store to get me a drink, and I saw 2 black cats beating up a white cat. Crime is at an all-time high. At an all-time, I don't know what's going on. Everybody's going crazy. My place has been broken into 100 times by everybody. It's hard for people. A Mexican broke into my house. A Mexican broke into my house, took a couple of items, then had nerves to leave his business card on my bed, letting me know he repaired windows. The mic on, he repair windows. I'm too fast for you. A black dude, a brother, broke into my house.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he took everything. But the dummy accidentally dropped his wallet and left it. Now I know who robbed me and where to locate him at. I've been sitting in front of my cousin's apartment waiting for him to come home for 2 weeks. I don't know what you white people laughing at. A white guy broke into my house. Do you know how I knew it was a white guy that broke into my house?
How?
When I got home, he was still here. Throwing a pot of coffee. He upstairs taking a freaking shower. Who takes time out to take a shower while they're robbing them? And you can't call the authorities, because I tell you my city's bad. Everybody's afraid, even the cops. My city is so bad, the police department got security guards posted out in front. The sheriff department got a Ring doorbell. A Ring doorbell. Y'all still there, right? Okay, that's all I want to make sure everybody's still there. The tough crowd. Hey. Hey, homelessness is crazy. In any city in America, homelessness is off the chain. You can't have people living in the streets, under bridges, on the side of freeways. It's dangerous. You got coronavirus killing everybody. You got Trump supporters killing everybody. You can't have people living on the streets. My city's so bad, homeless people put a security gate around their tents. It's horrible. And don't come to Murder Valley trying to rent or buy property, because property management, they're a bunch of crooks. I went to my property management to complain about the conditions of their property I'm renting. And I gave it straight to the guy. I came right. I said, look, pal, I have rats and I have roaches. He said, good, I'm gonna double your rent. You're not allowed to have any pets. Hey, you guys been a joy. My name is Bad Boy. This is Friday, and I am on Friday Nite Funnies.
Oh!
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Yes, indeed. You know, it's one of the great things about doing what we do is I was a fan of this woman before we became friends. When I was coming up to the Comedy Store, I would stand in the back of the original room and watch Carrie Snow and Steve Moore and Lois Bromfield and this lovely lady who's had quite a career. She plays all over Vegas. She's been seen at Flappers. You know, she took an 18-year break, but when she came back on fire. She was nominated as the Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy for her role in The Devil, which was a web series. She's been on To Tell the Truth. But most recently, and the last time I got to see her, we were having lunch at Cantor's with some other friends. Please welcome my friend, and it's so good to see you, Susan Sanger.
Yay, good to see you. There I am. I'm all big. Let's see how I look. Oh, wow. It's a COVID party, everybody. Yeah, I'm openly gray, as you can see. And the carpet matches the drapes. In case you were wondering about that. See, here's the thing. I have aged out of the Me Too category, you know, and that's a bitch. Nobody tells you, you know. All of a sudden, you're just walking down the street one day and it's quiet. So young guys aren't catcalling me, and old dudes, creepy dudes, aren't undressing me with their eyes anymore, and they don't know. I mean, what happened to senior curiosity, huh? I could be packing a camel toe, or it depends. Yeah, it is a surprise in every package. Let me tell you. COVID taught me a lot of things. I'm elderly. I mean, I knew I was a little over the hill. You know, I have a mirror, but elderly. You know, I'm a gurney girl. Yeah. Dr. Dreamy is going to leave my old ass on a gurney, go right by me and save the girl with elasticity in her skin and ovaries that still work. It's okay. It's okay. COVID also taught me what essential services are. The grocery store, Amazon Prime, and the weed store. Who's with me? Gotcha, Granny, need our weed, baby. Oh, for God's sake, I couldn't get through it. I have 3 kids from 3 different fathers, by the way. Didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. But anyway, they were all teenagers at the same time. And here's how we got through it. Not communication and listening, medical marijuana. That's it. Mama was chill and relaxed, and they always suspected, you know. And so they would go, "Oh, come on, Mom, you were a hippie. You know, you smoke weed." Like, dude, I've done everything but kill a man. I'm not gonna tell you about it. So when the baby turned 18, I thought, I'm fessing up. It's my house. Okay, I'll do what I want. And I said, okay, you guys, Mama smokes weed. They all looked at me and went, duh. I said, no, you don't understand. I have been smoking weed for most of my life, but for sure, all of yours. That shit doesn't change your childhood, does it? No, you didn't have crazy gunning or minivan in the parking lot eating her kids Adderall, Mom. You had chill, relax, Mom. I was way better. No, I have 3 kids from 3 different dads. You guys thought I was a slut, but 2 of my daughters are adopted from China, so I'm going to heaven. There you go. No, I had these beautiful little Chinese orphan waifs, gave them like a real middle class, wonderful life. And then I got divorced so they could have the full American experience.
Yeah.
And they come from a broken home too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama doing good. So everybody's been talking about dating, and I thought, well, let me jump on that bandwagon. Where's this card? I can't even find it now. Okay. I went on the match.com because I date dudes my own age because they do shit. That works out really well for me. Okay. But those guys were too nice to me because too nice for me because they were looking for someone to settle down with, someone to grow old with. I'm like, dude, you're old now. I think you're looking for someone to die with. So I want to read you an actual profile. It's a short set, so I'm going to do one. But this is my favorite one. It's hello, it's me, 65. Many medical problems. Oh, that's the one we Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay.
What a
Must
selling point.
be compassionate to pain. Whose? Yeah, right. Rounding third base in the final quarter. Now, I'm not a sports person, but those are two different ones, right? Thank you, sports freak. Seeking friend with benefits. Oh, well, here's the thing, sir. They do not have Make-A-Wish when you're over 12. What you should be seeking is hospice. Okay. I found I got a minute and a half. I found a dating website I really dig. It's called seniorhookup.com. And I had to come up with a new profile name. Okay. So I couldn't decide between Lunesta and Chill or Cialis and Drill. That's what I picked. And at my age, I don't care, like, what's your credit score? I want to know, what are your lab results? What's your cholesterol numbers? Is grandpa going to go into diabetic shock when I put the nipple clamps on?
Yeah.
That's shit we need to know. And it's like, I don't care what are you interested in doing? What do you like to do? It's what are you still able to do? Can you feed yourself? Do you dress yourself? Can you drive? Okay. I had this dude tell me he was in between cars. Okay, a bunch of comics in here. You all know in between cars, right? Oh, Ben broke. Woo-wee, my type. So I said, that's okay, Grandpa. I'll pick you up. I drove over to his building. It was an assisted living facility.
Yeah.
I had to sign him out from the front desk. Let's see. Reason for visit. Oh, I don't know. How about intercourse? Length of excursion, 4 hours. Who doesn't know that? Right. Sager, so much fun. Thank you.
Oh. Susan, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, she's so much fun. I want to give a quick little shout out to my friend Lori. It's her birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Lori Hansen. And to see a dear friend of mine, Fran and John are watching. Frances, one of the most beautiful women in the world. I'm so glad to see you. So good to see you. This has been such a great show. It's so much fun to get to this point in our lives. And first of all, I've survived. I don't know about you. I'm a little bit old. I just turned 62 in July. There's a new game I play. Maybe some of you played it, called Why Am I in This Room? I will stop and look. I mean, I know the kitchen, that I might be here for a snack. In the bathroom, well, why not while you're here? But if it's the hallway, I've stood there for hours. This next gentleman is coming. I also get to work with. He's in our writer's room. If any of you are interested, you must check out thebizstudio.com. I've worked with him. He runs a marvelous show up in Simi Valley, a real live out in public with other people show in the park there. Would you please welcome a gentleman who's been performing in clubs all over town and on Zoom all over the world, Mr. Marty Feidelman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul.
Hey, Marty.
Good to see you. So look, you can already tell I've got a lot of swag. Not really, just a teeny bit. That's all I got. That's all I got now. That's all I got left. We've been losing that. It's not pretty. Like over the last 9 months, my priorities have really changed. Now, I am telling jokes in a park. If I'm lucky, I can get 2 strangers and a squirrel for the audience. After 3 minutes, the squirrel leaves. Got a bigger act he wants to watch. That's. And as Paul said, I'm doing a lot of Zoom shows, or as I like to call them, comedy in my underwear.
Yeah.
Well, I was just kidding. I don't wear underwear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, comedy actually on Zoom is weird. Not as weird as a Zoom appointment with my urologist.
Yeah.
And why was I in the gallery view? Who are these? And you know, it looked like the doctor was wearing a Walmart employee name tag.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, are you the doctor? Are you the door greeter? Just finally make a decision. It's not an easy one. It's just.
Yeah.
And today, this young kid thought I was an older guy, which is crazy. Just because I'm dating his grandmother. I mean, come on. Well, I can tell you, good news, she's not pregnant. Just herpes. Thank God it's just herpes. Feel much better. And as you get older, everything changes. My goal tonight was to be able to go 10 minutes without having to pee. That's a success. Yeah. That's a big night. That's gets a little red letter. And I can shoot for 15 minutes. That's not realistic, but it's my fantasy. So I'm shooting. In fact, last night I took some propofol. That's for surgery. It puts you to sleep. I still woke up and had to pee 6 times. It's unbelievable. That's not pretty either. I went on Ancestry.com, if anyone's ever tried that. I messed up submitting my DNA. I didn't know they wanted a saliva sample.
Oh, no.
DNA, look, DNA is DNA. I say, just do your goddamn job. There's a crime scene. We got the killer's blood. Like, no. We don't want the blood. We got to catch a suspect, prick him, and get him to spit. That's what we want. These are DNA snobs. That's what they are. Dangerous people. Yeah. And I got some bad news. I went to my doctor recently, and he told me, this is kind of sad. He said, I've got the lowest cholesterol he had ever seen. No, it's horrible. That's horrible news. Look, I can't afford to live to be like 110. Totally screwed up. I totally didn't take this serious. I never should have gone on a low-fat diet. Never. Yeah. Thank God they finally brought back the McRib. That's kind of exciting. That's going to help. Thank God for that one. And you probably can tell I was adopted. Good news is I am available now. Yeah. So if anyone thinks, seriously, I would make a nice addition to your family, I would love to hear from that.
Yeah.
And what better Christmas gift than this guy? Be honest, I really want to get an iPhone. Seemed like a great plan. What could possibly go wrong? You know, I get adopted, I get a phone, they feel sorry, they give me my own room. What could possibly? And if I got adopted again, or I got adopted again, it would be like, hey, Billy, I'm your new brother. I'm Mr. Fiddleman. We are going to be sharing the same bunk bed. You want to borrow a football, a baseball glove, some Viagra, just no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. I've never been breastfed. Still hopeful. Hopeful. Yeah, and obviously I could have been an abortion. I mean, no, not, it's too late now, but I mean, I could have been. I am pro-choice, except when I'm the fetus. You know, that's where I draw the line. I mean, come on. That's my bottom line. And probably the most well-known adoptee that I know of is Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's.
Yeah.
We're both adopted, and we both prefer square hamburgers. What are the odds of that? It's unbelievable. One in a trillion. I mean, it's yeah. And when I was searching for like my birth parents, so I get a call one day from the director of the agency. He wanted to give me some information. So he says, well, I want you to know that your birth parents from the East Coast. That's good. That's good information. And your birth parents were Caucasian.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Hey, Einstein, you think I've never looked in the mirror before? Come on. Hey, listen, Anthony, my name is Marty. Thank you so much. Have a good
Hey, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. I'm very excited about this next lady that's coming. She became a lawyer at 50, and she's still practicing at 84. She loves the law, but performing as a comic is what keeps her sane. Would you please welcome Miss Anita Milner?
Thank you, Keisha, for making this all possible. And I actually had some of those people who said they'd watch me on Zoom show up. One is my brother, and one is my best friend from law school. And I can't believe they're both still up at this hour. The plague is just starting to get to me. I think it's starting to finally affect me, my mind. I think I'm starting to get worried. I have that feature on my cell phone where you see what's going on in your neighborhood. And the other day, they said that there was some 84-year-old woman who had been missing for 2 days. And I mean, I swear to you, for just an instant, I thought, I wonder if it's me. Then I looked at the picture and it wasn't. Then I looked further and she weighs 85 pounds. Nobody weighs 85 pounds. My thighs weigh 85 pounds. And I started thinking, those stupid people, she's not missing. She's still in the house somewhere. She just probably fell into an open drawer or in its litter box. I mean, I know she's still there. And they quit talking about it, so I'm sure she was one of those places. About 3 weeks ago, I was infested. My kitchen was infested by ants. It was terrible. I mean, just everything was crawling with ants, and it took me about 4 days to kill all those ants to get rid of them. And now I kind of miss the company. My daughter has done great during this plague. She and her husband have never gotten along so well. Everything, I mean, their lives are perfect. Everything has gone so well. They're so happy, they're contented, and she finally realized it was just Stockholm syndrome. Anyway, people always want to know two things about me. How old is that old woman? You do. Well, as I said, I'm 84 years old, and on a good day, I get dressed. Sometimes completely. On a really good day, the paramedics don't show up. And I am a widow. My husband died after 49 years of marriage.
Oh, wow.
It was the only way he could escape. People used to ask us, what is the secret of being able to stay married so god awful long? And as you can imagine, there were a couple of reasons. One, you stay together because of the children. Neither one of us wanted custody. And on our honeymoon, our wedding night, we swore we would never go to sleep without first settling an argument. I kept that sucker awake till he said he was sorry. I did a good job. I had all the time in the world. Worst thing about being married to my husband was the snoring. Absolutely incredible. I did not get a decent night's sleep in 49 years. The dogs ran off in 87. And I don't know about you ladies out there who have to spend your lives trying to sleep next to one of those snoring machines, but the only way I could do it was to fantasize about ways to kill him. And now that he's gone and the police have closed the case, I think I can share with you my favorite fantasy that helped me get through the night lying next to that man. I would fantasize about dropping those Kraft miniature marshmallows in his mouth one time. That sound just got less and less. Finally stopped altogether. God, I love that fantasy. Sometimes after that fantasy, I had to smoke a cigarette. The worst thing. Well, he had that sleep apnea. It's terrible. That's that disease where you quit breathing for several moments at a time. It was really scary. I'd lie there next to him some nights and I'd think, I wonder if he really is dead this time. I think, I could use a good night's sleep. I'll dial 911 in the morning. What is the 49th anniversary anyway? Does anybody know? I don't think. The 25th was silver, and the 40th was ruby. I remember because I didn't get one. And then the 50th would have been gold, but my husband claimed the 49th was petrified wood, but you know how I tend to brag. I vote for Play-Doh myself. Just before my husband died, we were talking about the fact that we'd gotten older, and I guess he was trying to be kind. He told me, he said, you wouldn't look so bad for your age if it weren't for all those wrinkles. And I said, sweetheart, these are not wrinkles. These are laugh lines. And he said, don't think I ever noticed your neck laughing. That's why he's dead.
Fire off a good one, that he did.
Oh, thank you, Anita. Oh my goodness. I think I have a crush on you, Anita. Oh my gosh, you are so cute. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to toss some donations for Miss Keisha so we can keep this show running. And you can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow us and become a friend of Friday Nite Funnies. We'd love that if you did. So let me wind up the evening with this next lady. I've performed with her before here in Zoomland. She's performed all over. She's performed at the Ice House, at the Comedy Store, at Flappers. Would you please welcome Susan Ware?
My name is Susan, or you could call me what they called me in high school, prick teaser. I always wanted a sister, but my parents didn't want a nun living with us. My friend calls her husband Honey Bun. She told him she wanted a pet name. He calls her Spot. Father only hit me once. From then on, he looked in the mirror when we backed the car out of the garage. Decided to follow my dreams. Except for the one where I beat my neighbors over the head with a 2x4 while they're asleep. I think my neighbor has changed his mind about jumping off the building. Because outside my window, I heard, I changed my mind. I dated a taxi driver. He couldn't talk to me unless he was looking over his shoulder. Had a date with a roofer. That fell through. I must look like I'm about to die because every time I drive down the street, cars pull over to the right. Now that I'm older, I really don't have sex, and I don't mind.
Okay.
I got tired of stopping in the middle and saying, yes, I'm a whore. Give it to me. I went to a party. The owner's dog started humping my leg. Faked an orgasm. Not in me had to give birth. I just fucked up that joke. Oh, okay.
Do over.
Because the seniors in Florida, it's against the law for bartenders to yell last call.
Why?
Last call means you're gonna die.
Oh, Florida. Okay.
My age. The instructor said, "Are you flexible?" I said I could do every day but Monday and Wednesdays. I forgot the bus was coming, so I leaned out to look, and it hit me. Did you ever buy an ant farm and come to find out it was an Etch-a-Sketch? My appendix taken out when I was 6. Now when they open me up, they don't know where anything goes. I'm not going to sleep with my pets anymore. Last night I rolled over my goldfish.
Uh-oh.
My grandfather stained furniture. I'm not saying my uncle married an unattractive woman, but every time you put a bra on her, she bucks. When she counts, she paws the ground.
Yeah.
I'm taking a union break. My neighbors don't like each other. When he had a heart attack, she wrote a letter to 911. My other neighbor has 3 children. They're spoiled. She threw them out. Mexico is just like Mexico, only it's shinier.
I don't get that.
I'll give it to you tomorrow. The kid down the street said his favorite superpower is Iron Man. I said my favorite superpower is China.
Yeah.
I don't get
My
that either.
therapist was really depressed.
Oh no.
He said, well, sometimes therapy isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
Then he wanted to know about my family. I said, my father died. He said, what did you do before he died? I said he yelled, step on the brakes. I said, my mother's dead too. He said, what did she do before she died? She was looking for the brakes. My kid's son got caught doing graffiti. Well, honestly, the writing was on the wall. Judge paid me a compliment. He said I had 2 outstanding traffic tickets. Then he kept looking at me. He said, have you been up before me? I said, I don't know. What time do you get out of bed? Cousin's cross-eyed. She keeps walking into herself. Did a flip-flop off the board. Next time I'm wearing a bra. It used to be a 34C, now I'm a 38 long. On a push-up bra, knocked out a tooth. I was going to pierce my nipples. I was afraid of the pain, so I got clip-ons. Had my leg waxed. That was a ripoff. What else do you want to hear?
Well, that's about it. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys, let me gently remind you again about a little donation so we can keep Friday Night Funnies going along. So much thanks to Keisha Norton for doing this. What a great evening. Thank you again. You can also join us by following along. You can become part of our family, part of the VIP group. Just go ahead and sign up there. I want to thank all of the comics that played with us this evening. Let me go back over my lineup here. Yes, indeed. I want to thank Mr. Christopher Porter, Deborah Ishida, Mr. Joel Brill, Bad Boy Brown, Susan Sanger, Marty Feidelman, Anita Milner, and Susan Ware. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Keisha. Have a wonderful second night of Hanukkah, a fabulous Advent. As a Buddhist, Episcopal, Jewish Wiccan, I'm up for any party. So go ahead and take care of yourselves. So much fun to see all of you. Take good care of yourselves till we see each other again here in virtual reality.
Thank you.